It is 3 minutes past 10 p.m. Thank you so much for watching UBC TV as we inspire Uganda. And welcome to UBC News tonight at 10 p.m. My name is Sharon Chomdisha, joined by Mugalu Mohammed on sign language. In our top stories of today, President Yoweri Museveni has pledged to ensure the budget for women councils, if reinstated, they should be able to be rationalized, because the councils initially weren't supposed to be rationalized but instead be secretariats. While officiating at the International Women's Day, President Museveni said emancipation should be done as a whole to achieve socio-economic transformation. We have a detailed report on this story.
Uganda has joined the rest of the world to celebrate International Women's Day, the day that marks 30 years of the Beijing Declaration Platform for Action Commitments. Government, through the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development, boasts of making significant progress in laws and economic empowerment of women. President Yoweri Museveni officiated the national celebrations held at Bukwiri grounds in Chankwanzi district. He explained that there are 5 routes for women empowerment that include wealth creation, free education, skills, political empowerment, and legislation.
Insist on free education. It will benefit the girls but also the boys. Then the skills. Now, with those 3 ways, then you add what Among was talking about. Political empowerment. The whole home, not just women and women. That's why the NLM talks about social economic transformation.
The Vice President, Major Jessica Alupo, urged men to understand women and the concept of gender parity.
Education and universal secondary education, etc. This has enabled women to pursue programs which were hitherto considered to be a preserve for the boy children, e.g. being pilots. Now have pilots, even in the Air Force, engineers, chemists.
As far as participation in leadership positions is concerned, 34% of women are in parliament and local women are represented at 45.7%. The Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development, Betty Amongi, said they have put stronger laws, including Succession Act, amended in 2022, that allows for equal distribution of property, and Employment Act that prohibits sexual harassment at the workplace. However, there are challenges that persist, like cultural norms and institutions not being supportive, like police, when it comes to cases of gender-based violence.
To give your evidence in camera. This has enabled the cases for domestic violence to the conviction rate, according to annual Uganda Police Crime Report, that the conviction rate has increased from 50% in 2016 to 64.7% in 2023-24.
During rationalization, the Ministry of Finance cut the budgets for councils, including women councils. The chairperson, National Women Council, Farida Chibowa, requests the ministry to reinstate the budget for women councils.
2024-2025, our budget has been adversely cut by 80%. The implication of this is that the 3 million contribution to all the districts to celebrate Women's Day will not be sent, as has been the case. Yet it is on such occasions that the district takes stock about their achievements on the existing.
We shall sort it out because what was supposed to be mine so that you get your 500 million.
Women leaders in Chankwanzi, including the woman member of parliament, Sendaula Christine Bukenya, and the chairperson, Woman Council, Namatova Miriam, have different complaints about the growth opportunities for Women Enterprise Project.
Been good, but the issue of requesting for collateral security, far away women in deep villages, those rural areas, they don't have titles. They don't have any security to give in.
The president gave us a money called the GULO, but we will never get the money of GULO. When we go in the banks, they tell us there is no money. We don't know why. So we ask that question, where is the money?
The same is a rule.
The project coordinator, GROW, Ruth Aisha Kasolo, explains that this project is beyond giving women loans.
Also noted, there are some districts where women are not accessing the money because maybe women in Kampala are taking all the money. So based on the cabinet directive, we have allocated the money now per region and per district. Meaning, if money is for Chankwanzi, it will be for Chankwanzi for at least 6 months.
Day was celebrated under a global theme, Accelerate Actions for Gender Equality. I'm Nafka Farida and Aguta Philip in Chankwanzi.
As Uganda marks International Women's Day, women leaders at Kibuku landing site in Ntiro municipality, Wakiso district have raised concerns over the rising cases of teenage pregnancies leading to unsafe abortions which have resulted into loss of lives. Local leaders and women's groups are calling on the government and civil society organizations to enhance empowerment programs targeting marginalized communities aiming to improve their social, political and economic well-being.
Situated behind Entebbe International Airport, Kibuku landing site is home to more than 10,000 households with fishing as the main economic activity. The impact of COVID-19 pandemic remains visible with a significant number of unemployed teenage mothers resorting to unsafe abortions, often leading to fatal consequences.
These kids are dying while aborting those kids. Even others are damaged. Yes. They can read, even failing in the future to become mothers.
It's not easy to get the exact number because sometimes they do it secretly between them and the medical personnel.
LC3 chairperson in Ntebe Division B, Richard Sechondo, noted that many teenage mothers and school dropouts previously depended on fish-related activities such as fish smoking and sun drying that were disrupted by the crackdown on illegal fishing.
As leaders, we are still having a very big task as far as promoting the women is concerned, promoting them economically, politically, and socially. Because mothers, they are the foundation of this nation.
Yes, we are concerned about the increasing cases of unsafe abortions in Kibuku landing site that are mostly caused by, first of all, violence, and then secondly, unawareness of the laws. That
local authorities are urging the government and civil society organizations to enhance women empowerment programs targeting vulnerable communities.
For us who are living alongside these lake shores, because for me I have got like 2 landing sites, that is Kibuku landing site and Ntiro landing site. One of the challenges that we are experiencing is the youth, the younger mothers.
So as CSOs, we are stepping in to promote access to comprehensive sexual and reproductive health services, providing these communities with accurate information about where they can get good services from.
Kibuku landing site continues to face challenges including inadequate health care facilities which limits access to sexual and reproductive health services, putting the fishing community at high risk of sexually transmitted infections. Meanwhile, civil society organizations led by Family Medical Point and Voices for Health and Development have been at the forefront of ensuring fishing communities have access to reproductive health services.
Yeah, if this matter is not attended to, we see many more women and girls dying due to unsafe abortion, and that is a worrying situation.
Women have been encouraged to raise their voices against gender-based violence and advocate for their rights, particularly in vulnerable communities. The 2025 International Women's Day was commemorated under the theme Accelerating Action for Gender Equality, with the main celebrations held in Chankwanzi District. Kawanguzi Paul, Kagugu Besula, UBC.
Remember to practice your ABCs, and the best method of preventing unwanted pregnancies is abstinence. In more stories, as Uganda joins the rest of the world in commemorating International Women's Day, we take a closer look at inspiring stories of resilience and determination among women in the country. Tonight we highlight Mukoya Leah, a young woman who turned a setback into a success story after the COVID-19 lockdown disrupted her education. Take a look.
Leah Mukoya is one of many younger Ugandans whose education was cut short when schools closed due to the COVID-19 lockdown in 2020. At the time, she had just enrolled in an institute to pursue a diploma in tourism and travel. However, when the lockdown was lifted, financial constraints made it impossible for her to resume her studies. Determined to make a living, Mukoya secured a job as a cleaner at a hotel within Sino Uganda Mbale Industrial Park. Her hard work and commitment quickly earned her a position to supervisor.
At first, I used to clean rooms. Maybe when the visitors have come, I have to arrange their rooms, I make their beds and whatever. But my boss by that time saw that I had some speed and, okay, I was flexible. That when he sends me here, I run and everything is done like faster. So that's when he made me the supervisor at that time.
By 2024, she had risen to the position of hotel manager, overseeing a team of more than 12 employees. Mukoya says her job has enabled her to support her family, including her parents and siblings. She now dreams of starting her own business in the future. She encourages fellow women to embrace every job opportunity without looking down on any kind of work.
What I can tell to the people in my age bracket or the girls outside, don't minimize work. Whether it is cleaning, whether it's what, as long as you're earning money from it.
Mukoya is not alone in the journey of transformation. Sino Uganda Mbale Industrial Park employs over 8,000 Ugandans, with women making up 70% of the workforce. Many of these women, including school dropouts, single mothers and widows, have founded a lifetime at the industrial park, working in skilled, semi-skilled and unskilled roles. Several of them shared how the opportunity has enabled them to provide for their families and achieve personal development goals.
Still, I came like, I wasn't that good, but then joining Unity as actually I've gained a lot, like my computer skills, the confidence in people, like talking in camera. I didn't have all that.
I got pregnant when I was senior 2. After me telling the boy that I was pregnant, he left me, said that I cannot take care of you. Me, I'm still at school. He left. I said, it is fine. Life went on. After going, I pleaded my parents. I went back to school. When I went back to school, yeah, I performed very well. I ended in senior 4, but my mother, being a single mother, lacked man of taking me to do any course. Had to join company. That's why I'm here today.
I joined in this company this very year on the 19th, 2024. So I'm doing this. It has really benefited me since I joined it.
I've been here since last year, November, and my life has quite changed ever since I came here. there is a lot of favoring for the women, and they really work a lot on women emancipation.
I am Chibedi Bashir and Anthony Senabulia for UBC.
Thank you so much, Kibedi and Anthony, for that wonderful story. Now, the Uganda Professional Science Teachers Union has joined the global community in celebrating International Women's Day, reflecting on progress made towards gender equality and the empowerment of women in the education sector. As a dynamic and growing union, Uganda Professional Science Teachers Union has continually championed the representation of women in leadership positions, as you're about to witness. Take a look.
Uganda Professional Science Teachers Union has joined the global community in celebrating International Women's Day, ensuring that women are not only included but actively participate in decision-making processes. Through its gender committee, chaired by Abako Jessica, the union held this year's Women's Day celebrations in Kampala.
We brought our leaders in the science education to be talked to, and these female scientists are going back on ground to mentor the girl child. So we appreciate the union for giving us this go-ahead. And that was one conference, the first conference we had. It was addressing the issue of mentorship. As I talk, our female scientists are already on ground trying to implement the program of mentorship to bring up the girl child so that the gap behind is closed.
The event brought together female educators who were equipped with leadership skills as part of the day's activities.
As Uganda Professional Science Teachers Union, we are also capacitating our ladies to take up active roles in the leadership. And we want to thank them because at the moment, most of the sectoral committees are being headed by women, and we are doing very well. We want to come up with different projects, especially towards mentoring our young girls into loving studies, our young girls into liking science, and we want to see the country develop in the direction it deserves.
A key focus has been mentorship, recognizing that many girls shy away from science subjects. To successfully execute mentorship programs in schools, financial support is essential.
The challenge we have is that we have very few science teachers, more so when you go up country. Actually, the very reason that's why the union has attempted to come up with a project or a program which is a mentorship program.
The union is urging the government through its leadership structures to implement policies that promote equal opportunities for girls in education and leadership.
We want to see how they can offset those barriers. Barriers like early pregnancy of girl child, giving up easily. We still have that stigma where many families believe that it is the boy child that should be given priority. And this theme comes at the right time to help send a message, a strong message to the community, different culture, that girl childs deserve equal right and equal opportunity.
For Uganda Professional Science Teachers Union, Women's Day is not just about celebration but also about reaffirming the commitment to supporting and uplifting women in science education. The union is paving the way for a future where women are equally represented and valued in the field of science education through proving leadership training and fostering a supportive community for female educators. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
As women from various walks of life come together to commemorate this year's International Women's Day, those in Kibuku district expressed their dismay. The Member of Parliament for Kaweri constituency, Honorable Stephen Mauku Mogole, acknowledges that the NRM government has made significant strides in empowering women through various programs. However, he highlights the dire lack of social infrastructure, particularly health centers in many sub-counties of Kaweri, which puts the lives of many mothers at risk.
People are poor in the constituency, and with poverty, you know, many things go amiss.
In Kaweri constituency, Kibuku district, women have formed savings and credit cooperatives organizations
and are benefiting from government empowerment programs. The Member of Parliament for Kabwiri constituency, Stephen Mauku Mugore, has been working tirelessly to uplift women and address critical issues affecting his constituents.
Whereas I have assisted the entire community, but I've assisted the women more in empowering them that they can have even their own money in the pocket. We are trying to mobilize women majorly into their circles, and if you look at the circle development in this area, is at least at a moderate level. The biggest number of people in these circles are women, and they have been educated on how to save.
Mugole acknowledges the achievements of the NRM government in empowering women, aligning with the theme of this year's International Day Women's Celebration.
We encourage them to do light business income generating programs because they are the women who are always at home, who are able to handle these aspects. If we are talking of poultry, because we have these programs of grow for women, they are getting money. These monies must be used properly. We have PDM, and women have a biggest percentage in getting this money.
To support women entrepreneurs, he is mobilizing solar street lights in the community to enable small business owners to extend market hours and increase their income.
I didn't pledge to give them solar lights, but I saw it was a necessity, and I've tried to put in each and every training center, and I will continue.
Despite these efforts, Mugore expresses deep concerns over inadequate health services in his constituency, citing the urgent need for health centers.
Out of the 12 sub-counties, together with town councils, 6 of them do not have health centers, including the health center, the sub-county I hail from, which is Nabiswa sub-county.
Story compiled by Sudati Kaye for UBC News.
The president of the Bukoto Rotary Club, Bonjere Alice, has urged Ugandans to prioritize their work, emphasizing that doing so will contribute to improved service delivery across the country. She made these remarks during an event organized by the Bukoto Rotary Club, where Traffic Officer Abdullah Tusime was honored with an award and various gifts in recognition of his exceptional performance in traffic management in Kampala.
Members of the Bukoto Rotary Club commended and awarded Traffic Officer Abdullah Tusime for his outstanding service. They described him as a role model for Ugandans, government workers, and the wider community.
You are a true honor of excellence in service.
Bonjere Alice encouraged Ugandans to acknowledge and appreciate such contributions, urging them to draw inspiration from individuals like Tusime to continue making a positive impact.
Apart from Rotarians, it's a way of recognizing people in society that give service their best.
She praised Abdullah Tusime for his selfless dedication to duty, emphasizing that his commitment will continue to benefit the people of Uganda.
Afande Tumusime, in his work, I think when we saw his pictures, on social media, we went beyond. After nominating him, we went beyond it to see, was it kind of intended, was it a one-day thing? And we realized that whenever he's serving, that is him. He does everything to the best of his ability.
Traffic Officer Abdullah Tusime vowed to continue serving Uganda with dedication and sincerity, hoping his work will contribute to the country's development.
To my fellow officers out there, that today it's me, tomorrow it can be you. Just one thing put in your head, that you work for people. Police just helped you to join, but your target, your everything should be in your mind that you work for people, and the people you work for, always favor them. You are being
recognized, acknowledged, and appreciated for good service, that makes you a celebrated police officer. You are being recognized, acknowledged, and appreciated for good service, that makes you a celebrated police officer.
And at Makerere University, scholars, policymakers and students convened for the Sarah Ntiro Annual Lecture, a platform dedicated to celebrating Uganda's first female university graduate and advocating for the institutional transformation. This year's theme, Pioneering Change and Transforming Institutions, sparked engaging discussions on leadership, gender equity and innovation. The keynote address was delivered by Alan Kajina, a distinguished public sector leader.
The Sarah Ntiro Annual Lecture continues to be a source of inspiration, drawing influential figures to deliberate on the transformation of Uganda's institutions.
So by continuing to celebrate a woman like Sarah Ntiro and using her as a platform to celebrate other women, to shine the torch into what women have been able to achieve and what is missing, we shall ensure that her work and her death is not in vain, but we shall continue using her legacy to inspire gender transformation.
In her address to Makerere University community during the Sarah Ntiro Annual Lecture, Alan Kajina emphasized the need for courageous leadership and accountability in driving meaningful institutional reforms.
We overcome resistance. First of all, resistance is a natural part of the process, but it can be overcome with the right strategies. Let us first understand the types and sources of resistance. For example, individual resistance. In an institution, employees may fear job insecurity, increased workload, or harbor skepticism about leadership intentions. Change can be unsettling, and individuals often resist what they do not understand or trust. There is also organizational resistance. Bureaucratic inertia, rigid hierarchies, and competing interests can delay or derail reform efforts. Institutions with entrenched systems and processes often struggle to adapt to new ways of working. And there is also cultural resistance.
Discussions focused on overcoming barriers in education, governance and leadership while reflecting on Sarah Ntiro's legacy as a trailblazer for women in academia and public service.
Educationist, a pioneer of change, a person that really led a transformative journey in education. Now, of course, universities have got a critical role to play in transformation of society and actually in the development of a nation, simply because we build the capacity, but also we shape minds and vision. Leaders are made at universities. Therefore, if you are to really have credible leadership in any country, then it needs to begin at university.
As conversations continue, the message remains clear. Institutions flourish when leaders push boundaries and champion inclusivity. Sandra Kahonde, Robert Katamba, UBC News.
Thank you so much, Sandra Kahonde. In more stories, over 150 vulnerable women from the areas of Naguru, Godown and Kamwocha have benefited from cash grant to boost their businesses and financial literacy training that African Women and Youth Action for Development and partners offered them. UBC profiles some of the women and highlights the transformation ever since they joined the program. Take a look.
Lois Tuichikirize, a single mother of two from Naguru Godown, a suburb in Kampala, is one of the vulnerable women that Award has supported with cash grant to start up and boost her business and also trained in financial literacy. Tuichikirize says that before joining Award, she used to fry cassava chips as a business but was never enough to sustain her family financially.
Award bwe yajja yasanga nga ndi bubi nnyo nnyo nali nina kataasa kamu kenyanya nga n'ekyokulya nga sikirina naye bwe bajja bambi ne batukwata ku mukono ne bampa sente ze bampa ndowooza mundaba wentuuse so nebaza kubanga singa tebajja simanyi kati oba nandifuuse eki simanyi naye okuva bwe bajja nafuna obuvumu bw'okukola ate sente ezo ne zinyamba wadde ne bwenfunamu ebizibu biyinza okubaawo naye ngezaako kubalansinga okulaba nti nino kenfulumiza nina nakenyingiza.
Tuchikirize advise other vulnerable women not to be discouraged from joining supportive groups that empower them financially.
Omulanga gwenkubira abakyala abalala abalinga nze oba bandabako nsaba nabo bwe balaba ekitongole nga kino bagendeyo. Tomanya engeri gye naayambibwa tomanya nabo bayinza okubeera nekye bafunamu. Ate bwe balaba ebitongole nga bino tebabinyooma kubanga abamanyi eno munagulu bamanyi naye kati olaba waliwo enjawulo waliwo enkyuka.
Enid Champire, also one of the beneficiaries of, has requested other supporting partners to take it up and support vulnerable women to better their households.
Gasina kapiteri yao kapito jenali nyina yali ya 15. Naye ekitongole we kyaje kya award ne mutuyita n'ebitongole ebirala. Ze nasiima nnyo kubanga we mwampa akasente ako kangasa kinene gyendi. N'omusomo gwe tubaddemu nagwe gubadde si mubi kubanga gwinjigiriza okusevinga gunjigiriza nga bwenyina okukulaakulanya kapito yange n'okwebiisaawo nga nze nsobola kweyimirizaawo ng'omukyala kubanga bamaze otusomesa era tuyizeemu bikulu bye batusomesezza.
Olivia Namata owns a small stall that sells all sorts of things in Kamocha Chebando Road. She says that from the cash grant she got on addition to her small business, she managed to start up a liquid soap business. Namata advised other women to get out of their comfort zone and start up something however small it may be so that they can support their families.
Omulanga gwenkubira abakyala bannange twandivuddeyo ffenna ne tukola. Guno omulembe si gwa abakyala kutuula waka kubanga abaami emirimu kati tegirabika ate balina emirimu mitono ate ebintu bya bbeeyi kati abakyala ne tuba tukola n'abaami ne tukola ne tugatta wamu tuba tweyongera mu maaso.
Fiona Kemigisha, Partnerships and Communications Officer at Award, noted that their organization promotes the empowerment of women, youths and children for development and addresses their immediate needs.
Our major aim is to see that these women rise up above all forms of violence and inequality, and these are the most vulnerable. You know, they usually take advantage of women, especially when you are vulnerable. So for us as Award and our other partners, we are trying to see that we empower these women such that they can thrive, so they can participate in decision making. Because we know that when they are empowered economically, they can take their children to school. Because you find single mothers, they have like 5 children, they're not going to school. But we know that when they have something that they're earning from, you know, they have money, they can easily, you know, support their families.
Award is a women-led organization that is 70% governed and managed by women. It advocates and promotes the rights of women, youths and children. Zahara Abigaba, UBC News.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo.
Nkowe High School na wana tufunye wo muwanguzi owa MTN Momo ye wangu de school fees ezo mwaka mulamba tebereza owuliro otya mutima kati
banange sanyu byenye lya mwoki wago nyanjaga nyangu wamali walonze erinyo
esisi
njani awangula school fees eza Momo
ezo mwaka
mulamba ndi musanyu.
Oh my goodness
banange MTN mwenye yanza
wanje
mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala
kubiriza muzadde munange yonna joli. Wallahi sasulia school fees for Momo Pay.
Dial *165 *80 hash. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You are now entered the draw to win school fees for your child for a whole year.
Mera ngenze mbonipa Sam anazanya loto. Ganyiga star 278 then hash ujja kubanga oyingide mu kazannyo nga sente zino zimula wano zinawangulwa zino wano milioni 146 ebindi nasooka biraba ku TV nange saasoka kikiriza ninga mulaye kino kinzo kubanga kituufu oba yaddala tibyabufere sente zona zifunye zona zikoze ki naziwangudde amasanyu nyina mangi ebyoto byange byembadde njagala ngenda bituukiriza.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulator.
The Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development, through the GROW project, invites applications for the Gender Inclusive Workplace Infrastructure Grant. The grants are aimed at strengthening women-led enterprises by supporting the construction, refurbishment and equipping of gender-inclusive workplaces. The infrastructure grant supports facility development, equipment and technology, digital workspaces, skills development, technical support, environmental and social compliance, engineering and design, professional services, community markets that employ women. The eligible organizations include the following: Women's Entrepreneurship Associations, cooperatives with at least 50% female entrepreneur participation, community-based organizations, non-government organizations, faith-based organizations, government ministries, departments and agencies, especially local governments, business incubation centers, and social enterprises supporting large numbers of women within the value chain. Applications must be submitted in hard copy only by March 18th, 2025 at 11 a.m. to the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development. Visit our website grow.go.ug/tenders or www.mglsd.go.ug/procurement for detailed application guidelines. For inquiries, contact us at +256 414 347 854.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. In more stories on UBC News tonight, gender equality and the empowerment of women begin with building a strong foundation for the girl child, especially within a school setting. At St. Joseph's Girls Secondary School in Zambia, students marked International Women's Day with a celebration filled with inspiration, mentorship and empowerment.
St. Joseph's Girls Secondary School in Zambia, students marked International Women's Day at an event that brought together students, teachers and alumni for a day of motivation and reflection. The school's head teacher, Sister Dr. Mary Justine Namaganda, emphasized that instilling strong values in young girls is essential for accelerating progress towards gender equality.
Today is quite special. Being a girls' school, we prepared this day in a very good way. First of all, we have the old students, our old girls. It is a culture. They come here every Women's Day to talk to the girls, talk to them about various issues, body reaction issues, the way they handle themselves, the way they do things and what is expected of them to grow into a better woman.
The celebrations featured various activities including student-led leadership roles, creative presentations highlighting their skills, talents and confidence. These activities not only showcased their abilities but also reinforced the importance of responsibility and belief.
You can see I am Miss Joginsa, second runners-up, and I'm here with all my queens. We are all queens because we have sashes and our different crowns that we earned by doing different things. Now this is Miss Etiquette, Miss Elegance, Miss Smile, Miss Fitness, then Miss Popularity First Runner-Up and Miss Perseverance, Miss Photogenic, Miss Fitness, and very many other misses out there to represent Joginsa. So these crowns are not just for show. These crowns help us because by having these crowns, we actually have the opportunity to use our voices and stand up for the little girls out there.
The school's alumni, fondly known as the Old Girls, shared personal experience on how the school's values shaped them into responsible and accomplished individuals. They encouraged current students to embrace discipline, hard work, and self-confidence in their journey towards success.
Well, I am who I am today because of Joginsa, because of what the teachers impacted in us, the headmistress has impacted in us. We are so delighted that they did that to us. Today we are who we are because of that, and that is why today the old girls decided to come and celebrate half of our day with the girls, the young girls. We're here to inspire them, to motivate them, to encourage them, to remind them that yes, life out there is hard, but where they are to determine the future, the bright future that they have.
Moving on, Uganda People's Defence Forces Joint Staff Political Commissariat, Major General Henry Matsiko has led a monitoring and evaluation team from the Ministry of Defence to inspect the ongoing construction projects by the UPDF Engineering Brigade in West Nile. General Matsiko's team is in West Nile sub-region evaluating various infrastructure projects, including health centres and schools, to ascertain the quality of work done by the Engineering Brigade and provide feedback for improvement.
Uganda People's Defence Forces Monitoring and Evaluation Team visited the extension site of the maternity ward block at Pakwach Health Centre 4, where they noted that the project has faced delays due to challenges in transporting materials to the site.
We are happy. We've inspected this project and we've been told it's going to be handed over in 2 weeks' time. And the district leaders are happy. The quality of work, the engineer on ground for the ministry, for the district. We have not found the representative of Ministry of Health, but they are happy, and I am also, as a lay person, I'm happy with the work.
Pakwach Health Centre 4 is nearing completion, with only solar installation and rainwater harvesting system yet to be finished.
Desired quality has been achieved. We worked hand in hand with the UPDF brigade as the district to ensure that the materials procured are of good quality. We even showed them where the good materials could be achieved. Those which had to test results is the ones which we brought on site.
It's very necessary to keep the trust of the command-in-chief in UPDF, because if we don't keep inspecting, we may disappoint our command-in-chief.
The upgraded health center would provide better services to the community, including patients from neighboring districts.
Whenever there is material, the UPDF have been doing their work without rest. And it's in my observation that value for money is truthfully reflected on the work, both quantitatively and qualitatively.
So far, during the period of implementation, we have seen good quality of work. My challenge has been in timely completion of the work. Issued to the engineering brigade on addressing some of these bottlenecks that causes a delay. But also today I'm glad Major General Henry Masuko, who is head of monitoring and evaluation for the projects, has been on the ground. I want to thank him. That is the approach of being down to earth, which is the regional NRA style of work.
Engineering work showcases UPDF's role in supporting national development beyond their military mandate. Haruna Mtesa, UBC News.
The 120-acre land in Kazibusabala has been at the center of a dispute involving the Uganda Land Board, the family of the late Sekabaka Daudi Chwa, and the Uganda Boy Scouts Association. Developments have led to significant decisions regarding its ownership and use. Details follow.
The contested land, located in Chadondo Block 273, Plot 5 has historically served as Uganda's National Scouts camping site. It was granted to the Uganda Boy Scouts Association by the late Kabaka Daudi Chwa II for their camping activities.
Ziri fure gazetted, 2 square miles, ziri gazetted. Transfer bajijawa. Nga Daudi Chwa yali amaze okufa. Ettaka okudda mu Bwakabaka bwa Buganda.
Zalibwa mu government eno almost. Nenjikolera kati nkuze ndi wano. Ndabye ebirungi byekola kati bwenjogera amazima nompito wa opposition nze mba nkusasira gwampita owa opposition you are anti-government.
Over time, disputes arose concerning the management and ownership of this land, leading to legal confrontations between the descendants of Sekabaka Chwa and Buganda Kingdom's institutions.
The letter clearly indicates that the minor properties on which Kazaland was located
did not form part of the official mile or kingdom property, but were owned by the estate of the late H.H. Daudi Chwa.
In a current development, State Minister for Lands, Dr. Sam Mayanja, issued directives concerning the disputed land. The minister ordered the cancellation of the land titles held by the Buganda Land Board, citing irregularities in their acquisition.
Commissioner of Land Registration to cancel any proprietorship entries by Buganda Land Board Limited or any individual by whatever name code purporting to base the proprietorship claim on the Traditional Rulers, Assets and Properties Act of 30th July 1993.
100 acres of the land are to be allocated to the Uganda Boy Scouts Association, aligning with the original intentions of Kabaka Daudi Chwa II, and 20 acres are to be given to the heir of the Sekabaka Daudi Chwa, in accordance with the late Kabaka's will.
The Secretary to the Treasury and Permanent Secretary, Minister of Lands, Housing and Urban Development, to halt Buganda Land Board Limited's claim for compensation regarding Kigo Prison and any other claim being based on the...
The minister directed that the Uganda Registration Services Bureau to dissolve the Buganda Land Board Limited and suspend all government payments to it under the Land Commission.
The Register of Companies to deregister the Buganda Land Board Limited, registered in 2015 as a private company, misleading and passing out to be similar to the 1962 statutory body, which was set up under Section 1191AB and 3 of the Uganda Independence Act 1962.
He ordered that the land belongs to the heir of Sekabaka Daudi Chwa and directed that 20 acres be given to him and 100 acres be returned to the scouts, and ordered all the private security to be removed on the land.
It was therefore illegal for individuals hiding behind Kabaka Mutebi's name and their agents to convert the Kasimayo land into official land, into an official mile, and use the Traditional Rulers, Assets and Properties Act of 1993 to convert the land into the names of Kabaka of Buganda.
Descendants of Sekabaka Daudi Chwa, led by Prince Juko Joseph Chiyimba, have expressed the support for the minister's directives, emphasizing that the original will of the late Kabaka was not honored by the Buganda Land Board.
Bali mu kulimba abantu tilina ettaka lya Kabaka wa Buganda. Kabaka wa Buganda institution nga ffenna Abaganda. Naye buli Kabaka yabeeranga n'ettaka lye. Lina ettaka. Enkuluze ye yakola endagaano. Olw'okuba nti mu ebyo ebiseera Mawanda yetasobola kukola ndagaano eyo.
Some Bibanja holders have voiced concerns about the challenges they face due to ongoing land scandals and the potential impact of these new directives on their occupancy.
Nembaga mubuze Katumba Wamala mukola na imbya business mumubuze namuga Katumba Wamala wantekako ekyobuyekera naye oyo
Fiona Barungi, Senior Special Assistant, Special Duties to His Excellency the President. Simulagide naye musabi abere in charge of implementing all the directives are pronounced today.
There have been previous legal battles over land ownership involving the descendants of Sekabaka Daudi Chwa and the Buganda Kingdom. Jamil Sekaja, UBC News.
Thank you so much, Jamil Sekaja. In more stories, the Deputy Managing Director, National Water and Sewage Corporation in charge of Finance and Corporate Strategy, Dr. Sylvia Rinaitwe, has commended the NRM government for championing women's agendas, particularly in education, skill development and empowerment programs, initiatives that have shaped a brighter future for many women.
As women of Uganda and women of this country, you have all the reasons to celebrate. The government that we serve in has been a great government. You know, a lot has been done to uplift a girl child from education, making sure that both girls and boys get equal opportunities in accessing education, because when you see universal primary education, universal secondary education, all those are intended to make sure that everyone accesses education. You remember and you know the program of giving extra considerations when admissions are being done for girls. We appreciate it because it helps also to make sure that the girl child accesses higher education. Even when you see the government programs that are being implemented, they are not discriminating us women. The parish development model is for everyone who qualifies. There is no discrimination. And I have seen many women have benefited and have been able to transform their families with those government programs. The skilling centers that have been established in all our districts, you have seen how a girl child has also benefited in those skill centers by acquiring skills that have helped them transform their lives. So we thank His Excellency Kaguta Museveni for always thinking of a girl child and for giving a girl child an opportunity to make a contribution. And I want to believe that we have not disappointed him. And we promise that we shall continue to support him in that cause to make sure that a girl child in Uganda also makes their contribution to the economic development of this country. And that's why I personally have also come up with my personal initiatives to support the cause of His Excellency in making sure that this economy is transformed, especially the rural economies where we come from. I have engaged a number of households and mobilized them to grow coffee, and we have given coffee seedlings to every household in Ruchiga.
A heated land dispute erupted in Ndeeba as Godfrey Muhira of Yamaha Center accused seller Nabosa Nanunji of trespassing on his property and constructing a building on it. The confrontation escalated after Muhira attempted to reclaim the disputed land following a Ministry of Lands report that demarcated boundaries and identified the rightful owner. However, Nabosa Nanunji objected to the findings.
The longest-standing dispute revolves around plot 92 owned by Muhira, who alleges that Stella Nanunji, the owner of plots 90, 91 and 302, has encroached on his land. The contested properties are all located at Block 7 in Kibuku, Motawe Zone in Ndeeba. Muhira asserts that he purchased the land from Housing Finance Bank, but when he attempted to utilize it, Nanunji laid claim to it.
Housing Finance Bank yalingulira tunula wano yaligulanga yali surveying December date nga 2 ogwokuna 2018 netuligula kawumbi kamu.
Several mediation attempts involving local leaders and security personnel have failed to resolve the dispute, prompting the Ministry of Lands to intervene by launching investigations and conducting boundary demarcations. A report was recently issued to settle the matter, but tensions flared this morning when Muhira encountered resistance from Bosa Nanunji's son as he tried to access the land.
Eyo report eyavudde mu bakugu abakola ebyapa obukugu bonna bakozesa okulaga omuntu ekyapa kye buli muno.
A verbal altercation ensued between Bosa Nanunji and Muhira, quickly escalating into a violent clash between hardy groups from both sides.
Sikosaba ebiwandiiko omanyira nnyo sikosaba ebiwandiiko gwe wasoma.
The confrontation attracted onlookers, causing traffic congestion as passers-by stopped to witness the brawl. Police from Katwe eventually arrived to contain the situation, arresting several individuals involved in the violence. Bosa Nannungi narrowly avoided arrest as her employees intervened to protect her. Muhira remains adamant about reclaiming his property and has called on authorities to take decisive action.
Bwe bababuuzizza bagambye ebintu byebyo ekintu kya mwami oyo kati oli angulira abatemu baaki bye tuzikwatako buli amanyi nti kimukwatako oba LC oba DISO oba polisi naye polisi eri mu by'amataka oba landizi oba minisita w'amataka ajje yamanyi okupima ebintu landizi bye yasayinizi nange mbimanyi ebintu babiwandiise mu lulimi omuntu lwategeera okusoma.
Bosa Nannungi has filed a case at Katwe Police Station demanding justice and action against Muhira.
Oba abatwerulira empenda nga bazze ne bakitunyonnyola ate bwe banamala okukitunyonnyola n'obuwombeefu nsaba munnange akwate ekkubo agende mu kooti emuwa obuyinza obutwala ekifo kye bwe kiraba weekiri naye watali kooti tekigenda kumuganyako.
And lastly, Uganda's sugar industry is facing an unpleasant disagreement as one of the country's major sugar factories raises concerns over what it calls unfair competition. This follows claims of rival sugar processors monopolizing sugarcane growers, leaving them struggling to source raw materials. This was echoed during the visit by State Minister for Investment Evelyn Anite to Victor Sugar in Luwero district, where she loaded the factory for generating electricity.
Seen lined up here are trucks of sugarcane awaiting clearance to access factory premises, a process conducted on a one-at-a-time basis. It is sourced from Busoga sub-region in eastern Uganda as the main raw material source for the Victoria Sugar Limited. This makes it one of the leading challenges this sugar processing factory is facing.
You see, we are manufacturing sugar currently from the sugarcane. As you are aware, we've had several challenges outside with the competition that is there in the sugar industry, with some factories trying to monopolize the areas where the sugarcane is coming from the outgrowers.
The predicament is that sugar production is affected, putting jobs and investment at risk.
Recently, many way bridges were closed around the country. We were requesting her to speak to the ministries concerned to allow farmers sell sugarcane where they wish to.
To see for herself the progress and challenges was State Minister for Investment and Privatization, Evelyn Anite.
Through the sugarcane and the byproducts of the cane, they are also making fertilizers. But what's exciting here is that it's not a small investment. It's an investment of over $50 million.
She appreciated the fact that over 3,000 direct jobs were created and that the factory was generating over 15 megawatts of power.
They're getting bagasse and generating electricity, connecting it to the national grid, and I have seen that they've built a mini substation, and I'm very proud of them.
However, we have been through negotiations with the regulator, and a tariff has been given to us, which is the refit tariff currently, and we are still requesting that there is a slight step up in the tariff to enable us to survive for the next 10 years.
What I just need to do is to make sure that we resolve the issues of the tariff, at what tariff that they're supposed to be able to get the power. That's one challenge that they have raised.
The sugar industry remains a key pillar for Uganda's economy, employing thousands and contributing to the country's revenue. Stakeholders say resolving disputes, including the recent closure of way bridges, is crucial for sustainable growth.
And I'm very happy that that happened, because without regulations, the farmer gets exploited, and which is not good for the farmer. Our farmers are dependent on these factories. So it is only proper that they put way bridges so that the weighing is done well and that the farmer does not get cheated and there is value for money for the farmer.
As the government steps in to address these concerns, all eyes will be on the policy changes that could shape the future of Uganda's sugar sector. Henry Okrut, UBC.
That's all we had for you tonight. My name is Sharon Chomdusha with Mgalu Muhammad on Sign Language. Thank you so much for being a part of the bulletin. From the team and I, have a lovely night. God bless. Bye-bye.
UBC, inspiring Uganda. UBC, inspiring Uganda.